Good day to all, good day to all. Today we're making a tier list. A tier list of what, you might ask? Well, if you're looking at the screen, you could notice that this is a tier list for weapons from the game Old School Runescape. You know this game? Obviously, I didn't include every weapon in the game, right? I I included also I included most weapons that are like sort of relevant. So if you have a weapon you have like you wonder about, well, first of all, you can ask me in the comments later. But also, they're probably not relevant. They're like I'm gonna start the tier list at like base level 50 attack, okay? And so this is where this starts. We're gonna start at level 50, okay? I feel like at level 50, the first thing that you should get is go get yourself a bone mace from Scurious, because this way you have a really good way to actively train your combat stats, okay? And before that, I don't think there's any weapon that is like worth talking about, because you pretty much use what you have at that point. Like if you have a rune scimitar, good for you. If you don't, you can buy a rune mace. You can buy like many different things, like a rune sword, a rune longsword. It doesn't matter. It's all the same pretty much. Like yeah, there's better weapons than others. But when you're around like level 40 and such or lower, there's not like a real requirement for having a good weapon. Does that make sense? There's no real like bossing encounter that requires you to have good weapons. So before, let's say level 50, I don't rank anything because it does not matter. It does not matter at all. Okay? So, first of all, let me talk about the tiers, right? Up there, we have end game, which is obvious, right? This is what you have in the end game. So I'm not gonna talk much about these weapons. I'll gloss over them, but I don't think I'll have much to say other than like this is the best of the best, the cream of the crop. You know, if you have this, you win RuneScape type shit. You know, this is what's gonna happen. Then under I have get these ASAP. This means these weapons, you should get them, okay? That's pretty much what I mean by this. This is a type of weapon that you should have on your account, be it an Iron Man, be it a main account, okay? Then we have pretty good. Pretty good is pretty self-explanatory. This means if you like them, you can use them, okay? They're fine. They're good weapons. And then under that is usable, but why? Because realistically, most like post level 50 weapons in the game, because I looked over them. I did a bit of research yesterday making this tier list, and most weapons post level 50 are usable everywhere. You can use them. But like you're gonna have a difficult time, but you can. The other day on stream I defeated Duke and Vorkath with a dragon longsword. It's possible, you know? It's possible. But I mean, I just spoiled one of the rankings. And right under that, we have niche. Niche means it's niche means it's like I shouldn't put it in a get these or like or like any because it's niche means it's good at one or a couple scenarios in the game, and it makes it very hard to recommend you getting because it's niche. Does it make sense? Like if a weapon is the best weapon, but like at like one place, then I couldn't say get these ASAP because when you play RuneScape, you don't just do one thing. Does it make sense? So niche is just yeah, it's good or bad or whatever, but it's a niche category. So I will explain when I rank something in niche. I will explain what's the use for it, and if you want it or not depends on if you plan on doing that specific content. Capiche? All right. I have myself a little glass of water. You like it? It's got strawberries on it and little flowers. Okay, so let's start with the first weapon here, the level 50 tier of weapons, okay? So the bone mace is the mace that you get from Scurious, okay? This weapon is incredible. It's like the best weapon you can have for Scurious before a Scythe. And spoilers, a Scythe is endgame, okay? So this is insanely good value. That being said, it is only good at Scurious, but Scurious is an incredible way to train your combat skills and make a bit of money on the side early game, okay? That's how I got all my combat stats up to 80, is with Scurious. It's such a good boss to do. And this particular mace will put some other weapons down in the tier list. Okay, I'll explain why later. But all you have to know is that this weapon is niche because it only has one use. However, it's crazy value for what it is. Okay, so get this if you're like around level 40 or 50 attack. Go farm this. Okay, it's incredible. Next on oh my god, let me take a break. Next on the list is going to be the sulphur blades. I believe for these weapons you need 55 attack. Actually, these are, again, they're okay in general. They're okay weapons in general if you have 55 attack. But I'd say they're niche. Okay, let me explain why. The reason why these weapons are niche is because, yes, they're usable in general, but you get them at level 55, but it's kind of false because you get these in the dungeon where you fight the perilous moons, and to get there you need 50 slayer or 55, I don't remember. So I doubt that you have this amount of slayer XP, but you also only have 55 attack. Okay, you could say like, yeah, but on a main account you could just buy them off the GE. If you're on a main account, then you shouldn't have to use these because you probably just can get to level 60, okay? Because level 60 weapons are way better. However, this weapon, since it's a double hitting weapon and it's a slash weapon, it's actually pretty good at one place and one place only. Blood Moon, okay? Blood Moon is the only situation where this weapon is like pretty good at. So I will say it's a niche weapon. That being said, the glacial temotli, however, I will put them in pretty good. And hear me out. You could say the same thing. Well, these are 55 attack weapons and blah 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 blah, like I just said. However, these are used at way more places than their slash equivalent, okay? You can even use these in the wilderness to do Vetion or Venenatis stuff because it's like better than a mace without a dragon without a defender. You can use these at Amoxialo. You can use these at Blue Moon. You can use these at Macuahuitl. You can use these a bunch of places, right? And also at this point in the game, you might not have many good options for crush weapons compared to slashing and stabbing. Even though slashing is the most common type of weapon you get early game, this is kind of like quite nice. When you're an Iron Man or like any account in general, and you're at a certain point in your account, these come in really handy. I don't know what else you could be using except like a dragon mace that like fills this niche, and even then this is way better at many places than a dragon mace because of the fact that it's a double hitting weapon. It's hard to really put into words how much I love these things. I feel like they fill a gap in crush weapons in the game, and also they're quite easy to get. The sulphur blades, you have to be doing the Moons of Peril quest, but this is only locked behind Heart of Darkness, so very nice weapons to get. Also, Huey and Amoxialo are crazy good bosses to do early game, and they both require kind of these weapons. They don't require them, but these weapons are really good there. So I would say this is insanely good value for what it is. Now you could say, why don't you put them and get these ASAP? Well, because there's an upgraded version of these later. We'll see. Alright, these are the Poké Sticks. I don't remember the tecpatl or something, the tecpatl something. I forgot the name of these. These have currently no use in the game. Okay, they have no use. These are the stab version of the double hitting weapons. Okay, these are completely like devoid of a purpose right now, other than the fact that they're a stab version of the other thingies. The thing is, what is weak to stab in the game? More often than not, it's like dragons. Dragons and like I guess giant mole is weak to stab, and I guess eclipse moon is weak to stab. Let's talk about this, okay? Giant mole, first of all, because it's the easiest to talk about. It's got high defense, and these weapons are not very accurate, okay? So it's usable, but why? You know? Second of all, dragons. The thing about dragons is you want to be using an anti-fire shield. I mean, you could be using anti-fire like potions, but like either your main account or you're like a Iron Man with a very high herb lore, and that doesn't make sense because why would you be using this if you have high herb lore, you know? And the last one was Eclipse Moon. Eclipse Moon is weak to stab. I mean, you could say Raids 2 is like Raids 3 is weak to stab, but that's out of the question. But Eclipse Moon has a high flat armor rate, and so if you start hitting with double hitting weapons, it's gonna reduce the max hit by like what 6 every time you hit them. So it's basically like a minimum like a minus 12 like max hit every time you use these. So on Eclipse Moon, it's very bad. All right, enough of this. These are decent weapons if you don't have anything else, but I doubt that this is the case because you have to do Final Down, which is a very high level quest to be able to use these. So this is just not real. These weapons are not real. They're a collection nog at best. Okay. Now we have the obsidian sword. Obsidian sword, I don't like it, but I will say it's pretty good. Now you might look at the stats of the obsidian sword and think to yourself, this is kind of trash. Why would you recommend this? Well, it's because if you're a main account, you can buy a full obsidian set with a obsidian necklace enchanted, and it makes for a berserker necklace, they call it, I think. And it makes like a sort of set effect that gives you crazy DPS. And when I say crazy DPS, I mean for that level, it's pretty crazy DPS. But it's very, I'd say it's a niche weapon actually, because it's only useful when you're like training your character. So like Gemstone Crab or Nightmare Zone. That's the like only use case, because this armor set has no armor. It's very bad armor, and it's not very accurate. I'd say you just use this when you're training. It's not very, it's just niche, you know? It's only for training purposes. All right, now we enter the good stuff now. This is good stuff zone, right? Not really actually, but we'll see. Now, congratulations, you got to level 60 attack. And now you can have some actual good weapons. Dragon Dagger. This goes directly in get these ASAP. Now, why would I say that? This costs you like 20k GP, or a bit more if you're an Iron Man. And for a long time, you're not gonna have a better spec weapon to be using everywhere. It's just very good spec, like special attack wise. It's very good. It's later it falls off. I mean, it has like a niche usage in Tombs of a Mascot, but the Raids 3. But in general, this is a very like all-purpose tool. It's a very small weapon of mass destruction. It's very good. It always does well, except in like in high level content. But I mean, when you're like at this level 60, and you're doing Slayer, for example, or you're doing like some light bossing here and there, this is very useful. It's just extra DPS everywhere you go. I don't know why you wouldn't use this. I guess maybe if you're lazy, but if you're doing anything, you should be bringing this and try at least to hit some specs with it. At this level in your account, it's so good. You only need 60. You only need the quest Lost City to access it, and a diamond, I suppose. Like, a couple coins. It's very cheap, but very, very efficient, okay? This you should get on any account. Next, you can also poison it, which makes it even stronger. You know, it's just insane. Like, even if it wasn't for the poison, it would still be in this category, but you can even put poison on it, and it makes it that much better. Okay, now, we have the dragon sword. So, the thing about the dragon sword is that it's not real. The dragon sword is not real. It's not a real thing. If you're a main account, this is 100k. This is 100k for a stab weapon. And you could say, yeah, but what if I don't have a stab weapon? Why do you need a stab weapon at level 60? Also, it's not real, because if you're an Iron Man, there's no way you have this. It's 1 in 2000 on the Slayer task for worms, okay? It's incredibly rare. It's a level 60 weapon. You're not going to be farming worms at level 60. That's just not real. It's just not real. You'll never have that. And so I'll say it's pretty good, but I don't get why you would have this. So if I had a tier like that would be called like not real, I'll put it in not real. Because right now they have the usable but why, but it's not just usable. It's pretty good for what it is. But it's just like not real. Like there's no way you're using this. Because there's a reason why you never see it in people's hands. It's because it's so rare, and it's like once you're past the level 60 tier, you'll rarely see people use this. You know what I mean? Alright. Now we have the dragon longsword. For the dragon longsword, I feel like you have to put it in usable, but why? Because you get the dragon longsword at the same time as the dragon dagger, right? But first of all, it's quite expensive. I think it's like around 100k if you're an Iron Man. And then it's okay. It's better than like a rune weapon that you might have at that point, right? It's quite fair. It's like fairly low requirements. The quests you have to do are very like you don't have to do much quests. But like, let me be honest. Right after you get this, the time you'll be using a dragon longsword is very limited. You're gonna want to swap it for a better weapon as soon as you can, because it's a 5-tick weapon, and the damage on it is okay. It's usable. It's very usable. But if we're talking about a weapon that as soon as you get a slight upgrade to it, you replace it, then I can't like confidently put it higher, you know? Like this is the type of weapon you want to replace as soon as you can, so it should be unusable, but why? This is only like if you don't have anything better, you use this. But you know what I mean. I think it's quite deserving of the usable but why tier. Same for the next one in the list. This is the Dragon 2H sword, the two-hander. This weapon is it's just like an aura farming weapon. Okay, if you have this weapon, you either sell it on GE if you're a main account, or if you're an Iron Man, you keep it in the bank just to look cool, and you alch all the next iterations of it. Okay, you're gonna want to turn this into gold. You're never gonna use this. But if you're some kind of aura farmer, Giga Chad, you might want to use this. And to be fair, it's okay. It's usable for a level 60 weapon. It's usable. You can make use of this. But why? And that's why it's in this tier. Usable, but why for the Dragon 2H? It's just very slow. The stats are okay. The spec is abysmal. Okay, the special attack is not very useful. What more can I say? It's a two-hander, so you can't have a shield or a defender. Like sometimes slow weapons are fine because you can use a defender or a shield, but this is not the case. This is very limited use weapon. You only use this if you don't care about efficiency, okay? But it's usable, I suppose. Moving on, we got the dragon mace. Dragon mace goes in pretty good. Pretty good. The dragon mace, if we compare it to the glacial temotli, the dragon mace is pretty much like a slight upgrade if you're wearing a dragon defender. If you're not wearing a dragon defender with it, then the glacial temotli are better. But the thing about the dragon mace is that it's in general better than glacial temotli, but it's worse if you're doing content with negative flat armor. For example, abyssal, macuahuitl, the Moons of Peril. These all have flat armor stuff, and double hitting weapons are better over there. And so the dragon mace, it's like a more like a general purpose thing, but it's worse in some specific situations. So it's like a side grade to this. They're both fine. They're both fine. Okay. Next we got the dragon spear. This weapon you get from fucking what's it called? The dragon spear you get from, is it from Clue Scrolls? I'm not sure. No, it's not from Clue Scrolls. You get it from the gem drop table or the rare drop table. It's super rare and not very talked about. Dragon spear is not even a good weapon. There's a niche use for it though, because you can push people with it. The special attack of the dragon spear makes you push people, you know? And some people in the wilderness use this to push you into the multi-combat area, and it's so that like a bunch of people like jump you, you know? Because you might be in the single combat area, and then they push you off of it, and then they freeze you in multiplayer, and you die. Okay? So this has a new niche usage, but it's not a real weapon. It's more like a tool, you know? That being said, the dragon hasta is like a variant of the dragon spear, but it has no niche usage. It's just meant to be a weapon, like an all-purpose weapon, but it fails to be very good at that job. There's no real reason to be using a dragon hasta. First of all, it's incredibly rare to get. You get it from like the brimstone chest or something. So I don't believe that you would have this. And if you do have it, maybe you bought it of the GE if you're a main account. Why? Why did you get this? I guess it's cool. If you like spears, it's cool, I suppose. But we'll be talking about better spears later on, okay? Okay, now we got ourselves a pretty good weapon right here. The dragon battleaxe. I'll put it at the top of pretty good. This weapon is kind of like unassuming. It's basically a free like strength potion. Or is it a super strength? I'm not sure. I didn't look into this. But this is like a free strength potion. So if you have it, you can use it. But I'd say it's kind of like difficult to justify using this one. I guess it's good for training. I'll say it's a niche weapon then. Because the thing about the dragon battleaxe is that it's good for training because you can like boost your strength. But if you're doing like bossing or like you want to make things go faster, you'd be using a strength potion. They're basically free. You can buy them from the Warriors Guild. And you can be using a dragon dagger instead because this uses special attack meter and this also does. So why would you be using this when you can be using this? But I suppose when you're training, this is kind of more AFK. Cool. So yeah, dragon battleaxe. It's okay. Very niche usage. Okay. Now we got a very good weapon. It's a bit harder to get the dragon longsword, but the dragon scimitar it goes straight into get these ASAP, okay? The thing is, the dragon scimitar is the quintessential like all-purpose weapon that you're gonna want to be using for a very long time on your account if you're an Iron Man or if you're a main account, okay? It's incredibly cheap and it's incredibly strong. It's just amazing. Like, it's just the best thing you could get at this point in the game, level 60. You don't even need like a good attack level or strength level to do this quest. You need like a magic level to kill the boss at the end. So I'd say you can get this quite early on. There's not much reason behind getting like a dragon sword or like a dragon longsword. I mean, dragon sword has a niche usage because it's a stab weapon, which the dragon's scimitar does not have an option for stab really. It has, but it's not really good. This is just the best thing you could be using for a long time. Okay, get this. This is, if you don't have anything else, just get this. Get this in a dragon dagger, and you're in business, bro. You're gonna be destroying all these trolls in the mountains, bro. Now we're out of the level 60 range, okay? And we're gonna enter like the realm of like weapons you might wonder, because now we have established. Oh my god, my nose is killing me right now. What the hell? Is this how I find out that I'm allergic to cats or something? Have I been allergic to cats this whole time and I didn't know? My nose is always stuffy. It's so annoying. Okay. So, the arkan blade. Oh yeah. Sorry. Now, you've gotten your go-to. This is your daily driver, the dragon scimitar. And to be fair, everyone knows about the dragon scimitar. It's just a banger weapon. It's just the best, right? Everybody knows about it. And once you're at that point, because like before that, you might not even care about all these weapons I just ranked, because it's like obvious, you know. You might not ask questions about these things, because this is just obvious shit. Everyone knows this. If you didn't know that, if you didn't know it, don't feel ashamed about it. I'm just saying, this is the type of thing where once you have dragon scimitar, dragon dagger, people start calling you like a champion, bro. They look at you and they're like, wow, this guy does not fuck around. Okay, so now that you have your daily drivers here, you might wonder, what is then like a worth my penny? Okay, because we've established the basis for this. Okay, dragon dagger and dragon scimitar, or like the pinnacle of like worth your penny type weapon. And now we're gonna see the upgrades, and we're gonna determine if it's worth upgrading from the dragon scimitar. Okay, so first of all, we got the arkan blade. You get this for free after the Final Dawn quest. This goes directly next to get these ASAP, because I believe it's just a better dragon scimitar. It's just a better dragon scimitar in every way. And if you ask me, like, then why did you say dragon scimitar is so good? Well, because Final Dawn, the quest you get it from, it's quite considerably harder than Monkey Madness. Okay, so you might not have this one until a while later. Okay, but I put them next to each other because they're so similar. The dragon scimitar and the arkan blade are basically the same weapon, except the arkan blade has a good stab option, and it has a very usable special attack. The dragon scimitar special attack, you notice I didn't even talk about it. It's not even good. But the arkan blade has a very, very usable special attack. So this is quite a good weapon to bring if you don't want to bring a dragon dagger. I don't know. It's, even if you bring a dragon dagger, this is just like a better dragon scimitar. I think it has like a tiny bit less strength bonus, but that's it. Everything else is better. So this is definitely a get these ASAP. Now we have a sarachnis cudgel over here. This goes in pretty good, but if you're an Iron Man, I doubt you have this, because sarachnis is quite an expensive boss to run, because it drains your food and prayer like no other, and it doesn't bring much to the table in terms of loot. So this is like essentially 1 in 400 drop from sarachnis. I really, really heavily doubt you have this as an Iron Man. Also, you can't do this with a team if you're an Iron Man, unless you're a group Iron Man. I really doubt you're doing this boss. If you're a main account, you might buy this, and it's a pretty good way. It's a pretty good crush weapon. It's actually very good. It looks unassuming because it looks like a very bad weapon visually, but actually it's really, really good. It's even a bit better than a dragon scimitar. It's just that it's more expensive. It's used for crush and a bit of stab also, I think. But in general, this is like a good side grade to dragon scimitar, but it's not like something I'd say should be as considered as dragon scimitar. It's just it's a bit more. I don't know. It's still good, but I don't know if you should say it's as good as a dragon scimitar in terms of like value in general. All right, next we got Viggora's chainmace. Viggora's chainmace and ursine chainmace, I'm gonna rate them together because they're the same weapon. They just have an upgrade to it. This one has a special attack, and this one does not. But I'll still both rate them over here. If you're an Iron Man, I think you have to get like level 60 attack to wear a Viggora's chainmace, so it's at the same time as a dragon scimitar. But it's not true though, because if you're an Iron Man, you do not have this. You just do not have this weapon. It's not real. Okay? You have to do a lot of revs, like a revenants, to be having this weapon. It's incredibly rare. I don't believe you have this. Okay? But if you're a main account, and you have like 5 to 10 mil to spare, buy this. Because this is essentially the best weapon you could be using in the wilderness specifically. And you could say, oh, it's only good in the wilderness, so it's a niche weapon. But that's not true, because wilderness is a whole ass continent, my dude. It's not like one piece of content. Like, these weapons are so strong, I could put them in endgame. Just based on strength alone, because it's better than endgame weapon in the wilderness. But it's not endgame, because you can get them on the Grand Exchange for fairly cheap. I know like 5 to 10 million is not fairly cheap for an early game account, but considering the power it provides, it has to be in this tier. It just completely warps the way you play the game. If you have this weapon and you're a main account, then you should always do like Wilderness Slayer and whatnot. It's so incredibly powerful. You're gonna hit like a truck, even though you have like 60 or 70 strength. It's insane. I don't know why you would not use this. And if you say, oh, I'm scared of the wilderness, that's fine, I guess, but you're missing out, because this is quite the weapon of mass destruction right there. It's insane. Next, we have the Saradomin sword and the gilded or whatever, the blessed sword. I don't know the name of them, but the Saradomin sword, I'll say it's a pretty good weapon. I don't like this weapon, and I'll say the upgraded one is also pretty good. They're good, but I just don't get it. Why would you use this? If you're an Iron Man, it's not real. If you're an Iron Man, it's not real. You do not have this weapon. I know this is fairly low requirement. I think you need like level 60 or level 65 or 70, I'm not sure. But these are very low requirement weapons for the combat stats they provide. But to me, it's like, it's not real. Why do you have this, first of all? On an Iron Man, you do not have this. I can't believe you're level 70 attack and you have this on Iron Man. It's not real. You get this from God Wars. It's not real. On a main account, if you want to use it, you can if you like them. Okay? This one is pretty good, but it's really expensive. This is the same price as this. Does it make sense? Like, why would you buy this when you can buy that? Like, why would you buy a Saradomin sword, enchanted or whatever it's called, when you can buy an ursine chainmace? It's the same price. I don't get it. Moving on, I don't have much to say about these weapons. They're okay. If you like them, use them. If you don't, why would you use them? You know? They're good, but it's just, let me clarify. They are good, but why would you go towards these weapons if not for the fact that you like them? You only go for them because you like them. That's all. Next, we got ourselves a Belle's Folly. The Belle's Folly I would put into get these ASAP. Belle's Folly is, at this point in the account, you have the Arkan Blade, yes. It's a stab weapon, right? But Arkan Blade is the only like stab weapon you could have at this point in the account that's like worth using. And I'd say the Belle's Folly is fairly easy to access. And they're gonna make it even easier to access soon. I think they're gonna buff the drop rate. So this is from the Shelbane Griffin, right? I think the Belle's Folly. The Belle's Folly is very, very good bang for your buck. Right now, it's probably gonna get cheaper even, but right now it sits at like 400k on the GE. So it's incredibly cheap for the value it provides. Okay? I'd say this is incredibly useful if you're killing anything weak to stab. So dragons, this is good at giant mole, this is good at eclipse moon, you know, because eclipse moon, like we said earlier, it has like a pretty good flat armor, right? So if you use double hitting weapons, it's like really bad. But if you use like a slower but harder hitting weapon like the Belle's Folly, then you're in business. I think Belle's Folly is incredible for a lower account Iron Man. It's also really good for main accounts if you want to do a bit of bossing, because it's quite cheap. Yeah, Belle's Folly, get this ASAP. Next, we got a zombie axe. Zombie axe is kind of like the Belle's Folly, but for slash and a bit of crush. Okay, Belle's Folly is also has like a slash bonus, by the way, but let's not talk about it. The zombie axe. Also, wait. I'm not done with Belle's Folly, but Belle's Folly also has really good defenses. I didn't mention this, but it's the best like defensive weapon that you can get at this point. So it has even more of a niche usage in the Moons of Peril. Zombie axe, it's incredibly easy to get. You don't even need like a Slayer requirement really, like I mean yes, but like you don't even need to farm a Slayer mob like the Shelbane Griffin to get the zombie axe. All you need is to start the quest Defender of Varrock, which is fairly low requirements, and you can start farming these zombies, right? And the zombie axe is just incredible. The dragon scimitar is still amazing, right? But if you face something with higher defense, you just switch up to your dragon axe, not dragon axe, but your zombie axe, and you're gonna destroy all the competition, bro. This is again, it's very unassuming. It doesn't look like a good weapon, but it's incredible. It's super accurate. It hits super hard. Yes, it's a bit slower than a dragon scimitar, but it's just all purpose. Also, there's a crush option on it, and if you've noticed, there hasn't been much crushing in this tier list. There's a sarachnis cudgel, but again, this is not real. You don't have a sarachnis cudgel on your Iron Man, and yeah, you can buy this off the GE, but this tier list is like, I'm gonna mention main accounts, but it's mostly for Iron Man. So, Zombie Axe on Crush is incredibly good for many bosses that require a crush weapon. For example, if you're fighting Vethion in the wilderness or Venenatis, this is insane, because more likely than not, you don't have the Ursine chainmace or the Viggora's chainmace. It's way better than a dragon mace, and way better than glacial temotlis in general. It's better than I mean, sarachnis cudgel is pretty good, but it's like not real. This is quite easy to acquire on any account. Okay, so that's why I put this here. It's just multi-purpose. It's easy to get. It's really strong. It's one of the weapons that is like one of the last upgrades you get before endgame, because it's like, if we're talking general use weapons, it's actually insane. Okay, next we got a couple niche weapons here. First, I will rate the silverlight. So silverlight goes in niche, obviously. This is a weapon that is specifically made to destroy demon kind. Okay, so it's really good. It's got demon bane on it. It's like very good against demons, but that's it. But the problem I have with it, because you could say, oh, I could use this against like demons on my Slayer task, but the problem is this is like a charge weapon, and you cannot buy charges. You have to get charges through killing monsters in the Slayer dungeon under Corrent Castle. So they're already quite rare, these crystals. I wouldn't waste my charges on random demons. This is mostly good if you want to do like scotizo. So I would say it is niche because this is only ever used. You only ever truly use this at scotizo. It's good, but it's very niche. That being said, the emberlight does not use charges, or am I wrong? Maybe I'm completely wrong about this, but it doesn't matter because the emberlight is just incredible. It's just incredible. It beats. There's nothing else in the game that beats the emberlight at what it does. Okay, it's the same thing as a silverlight. It's really good against demons, but the thing is, there's nothing that beats it. This is the top of the game. You know, this is the top of the top, the cream of the crop. This is the best in the game at demon killing. So this has to go in end game by default. Because if you have this, you won RuneScape, you know? You won the game. Alright, not much to say about it. Next. Abyssal Dagger. This is another like kind of like weapons that I have to put in pretty good. But this is like a main account thing. You buy this because you like it. On a main account, on a Grand Exchange. But I do not believe you have this on an Iron Man. It's just not real. And if you have this on an Iron Man, then you have a better weapon already. So there's no reason to have this unless you're a main account and you like how it looks or how it feels. Then so it has to land in pretty good because it's just like it's pretty good. But why would you be? I don't know. Unless you really like it, you know, it's pretty good. But I don't know why you'd use this unless you like it. It's not usable, but why? Because it's better than that. It's pretty good. Okay. Now, another abyssal weapon. We have the abyssal bludgeon over here. Abyssal bludgeon, I'd say again, it's pretty good. It's the type of weapons that have like, it's kind of like, how can I say this? It's a really good crush weapon, but it's tied with it's behind abyssal sire, which I doubt you're doing unless you're quite high level. So it's the type of thing where maybe on a main account you have this, but it's quite expensive. So again, it's good, but like it's expensive, it's rare, it's quite obscure. If you see someone using this, it's because they like it. It's not because like it's completely game warping. Okay, there's not much to say about this weapon. It's good. The special attack is okay. It's a bit niche. It's like you do more damage based on how little prayer you have. I don't know. It's okay. It's not niche because this is very a good like overall like a general usage weapon. But the abyssal bludgeon I think goes in pretty good. I think you don't need this, but if you like it, you can use it. That makes sense? Moving on, we got the dual macuahuitl. I don't know how to explain. I don't know how to pronounce this. Dual macuahuitl, they say. Macuahuitl? I don't know. I'm not Mayan, but this goes. I'm not Aztec or something. I don't know what this is. This culture is. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna get cancelled by the Mayan population. I'm sorry. So the obsidian swords, okay, the boppers they call it colloquially. These weapons goes in get these ASAP. The thing is, if you consider the whole set, like the Blood Moon set plus the weapons, these are incredibly powerful. Even if you don't have the set, if it was just for the weapon and it had like no set of armor that comes with it and a set effect, I would put it in pretty good. But if you consider the set effect of the armor, then I'll put it in get these ASAP because this is incredible DPS. It's incredibly accurate. It can use the both the crush and stab styles of combat, which are quite nice because a lot of bosses are weak to those. So incredible weapons. I don't know what else to say. It's quite expensive for like an early game guy, but once you get to the point where you can afford these, you should probably get them. They're super nice. And also like yes, they degrade, but they degrade kind of slow. Like it's quite efficient to be using this. It's not very, it doesn't cost much money per hour, unlike some other weapons that we're gonna talk about later. I think these are in get these ASAP. Now we got the Zamorakan Spear. This weapon is not real if you're an Iron Man. I doubt you have this unless you're really like late game, okay? But this has a very niche usage if you want to do Corporal Beast. Unless you're doing Corporal Beast, I don't know why you'd be using a Zamorakan Spear. So I'll put it in niche because it has one niche usage. That being said, the Zamorakan Hasta goes in pretty good. It is pretty good. There's nothing wrong about it. Would I say like you have to get this? No, you don't have to get this. If you like it, you can use it. It's pretty good. You can use all the styles of combat with it, so it's a nice all-purpose weapon. If you want just one weapon for your account, this is a good one to get. Do I think it's like you have to get this? No, absolutely not. That's it. There's not much else to say. It's the same thing as a Zamorakan Spear. It's just that you can wear an offhand with it, so it makes it quite more usable. But I don't know. It's okay. It's really good, but it's not like you have to get this tier, you know? Now we have the Dragon Hunter Lance, which is the upgrade to the Zamorakan Spear. The Dragon Hunter Lance is endgame, okay? The thing about the Dragon Hunter Lance is that there's nothing else that comes close to it. It's just, if you're killing dragons, you should be using this. It's fairly cheap for the value it provides. It's super powered, okay? This thing goes crazy, bro. It goes crazy. People, like, dragons will die to your, like, by your hand when you have this. I don't know why I said this. It's a very weird way of describing it. But this weapon, it's quite late game. But once you have it, there's nothing else like it. Okay, it's incredible. So it goes in end game, definitely. It's like 60 million right now, so it's quite expensive, but it's worth all the pennies, bro. It's super good. Okay, now we got the Abyssal Whip. The Abyssal Whip should go in get these ASAP. I'll put it right next to the Arkan Blade. This is a direct upgrade to the Dragon Scimitar. Not so much the Arkan Blade, because the Arkan Blade spec is good and it has a tab option, which the Abyssal Whip doesn't. So it's a direct upgrade to the Dragon Scimitar. It's just a good slash weapon. It's fast hitting. It's accurate. It's strong. I don't believe you have this on an Iron Man unless you're like quite advanced already. But when you get it, it's a very good like all-purpose weapon. If you're on a main account, this is fairly cheap. It's like $1 million. So you should get this. Okay? Same for the Abyssal Tentacle. It's just an upgraded Abyssal Whip with a chance to poison your enemy. It's just a better whip. But it consumes charges, of course. But, you know, so it's a bit expensive to run. If you want to... hi, Kiryu, this is live or maybe a video? No, this is live, this is live. Hello, hello, Mr. Uomaru. I'm just filming this like as a video, but yeah. So, yeah, Abyssal Whip and Abyssal Tentacle, same thing. Just a bit better, this one, and poison. You know. Hola, bonjour, bonjour, bonjour. Next, we have the Noxious Halberd. This one goes and get this ASAP. This is incredibly powerful. The Noxious Halberd has really high... this is basically an upgraded zombie axe in a way. Like, not even... like, the thing about this, the Noxious Halberd is that it's like... It has so many... it has so many... How can I say? So many niche usages, but they're like all in one. Like, it's a melee weapon you can use at like a range, because you can use like at a 2-tile range instead of just one. It's a... it can envenom your enemy, so you can... like, putting venom onto the enemy is incredibly good. The special attack removes poison or venom from your person, so it's nice for removing that. It's like, it's also hard hitting, a hard hitting like stab weapon and slash weapon, it's just incredible. I think the Noxious Halberd is in the get these ASAP tier. Now, would I put it in endgame? I don't think so. Because there's a bunch of weapons that are a bit more... how can I say this? They're a bit more specialized in the field. This one is like kind of like more... I don't know how to explain it. I hope it makes sense. This goes in get these ASAP and not endgame, because there's upgrades to it at some point. Although this has some niches where it's really good that some upgrades are not at, but it doesn't make sense. It's still get these ASAP. What game is this? I'm just making a tier list for RuneScape weapons. That's all. That's what I'm doing, Mr. Umaru. I hope you're having a great day. Okay, so now we got the Fang of Osmunten, or whatever its name is. This weapon is insane. The Fang is incredible. It's a stab weapon. It has a slash option, but it has a passive effect when you... it has a passive effect when you use the stab option. It makes it incredibly accurate. And also, it always does like a certain amount of damage. It never does like very low damage. It's always, I don't know, this hits hard. And if you're fighting a stab boss, this is incredible. It's even better if you're doing raids 3, Tombs of a Masket. The Fang is just incredible bang for your buck. If you want like a good bossing weapon, this is it, okay? Obviously, if you're fighting a crush boss or a slash boss, this is not gonna cut it. But a stab boss, bro, it's like 20 million, I think, this one. It's incredible. If you're an Iron Man, it's like worth doing raids just to get this. It's incredible. Now, we're entering the realm of like special attack weapons in general. First of all, we got the Dragon Warhammer. This is strictly a special attack weapon. It reduces the defense of the bosses by 30%. Obviously, you have to hit it, but 30% defense reduction is substantial, especially if they have like really high defense, you know? So I would say this is quite important. There's only 3 weapons, like melee weapons, I think, that do this. And the second one is going to be the Elder Maul. This goes in endgame, because the Elder Maul is basically just a upgraded Dragon Warhammer. And you get it from raids. So I would say the Elder Maul is... And it's quite rare from raids. It's a mega rare. So of course it's an endgame. There's nothing that does it like it. It's just a crazy fucking weapon. Sorry for cursing, but it is what it is, you know? It's that good. It's really hard hitting and it reduces defense and everything. I don't know. It has niche usage outside of the special attack. It's just incredible. Now we're at Dragon Claws. Dragon Claws, again, I would put them in endgame. They have just like an incredible, it's just an incredible special attack. Just for the damage it provides. It doesn't like have any special effects to it. It's just damage. So I have to say that this is an endgame, because there's nothing else that comes close to it in terms of damage, like strictly speaking. It's incredible. Now, we have the Demon Claws, which some could argue are like very similar to the Dragon Claws. But the thing about the Demon Claws is that they're a bit too good. And Jagex said that they're gonna nerf them, so that they're more used specifically for demon killing. So I will put them in niche. Right now I would put them and get these ASAP, because they're incredibly cheap and a good bang for your buck. But if we're talking like post nerfs that they're planning on doing, I'll put them in niche because they're good for demon slaying, okay? Or I could put them over here. I'm not sure, but it's hard to tell. But since they're talking about nerfing it, I can't comfortably put it at any other place in the niche. Please understand me on this. It's not... I think they're incredible. I just don't know how good they'll be after the nerf. So I'll put them in niche just for that reason, because they're obviously gonna be good at demon killing, but I don't know about anything else. Okay, I don't know if they're gonna be good anywhere else. Okay. Next, we got the Void Waker. The Did you see Elon Musk got $1 trillion now? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. It makes me sad. That's funny. Yes, I did see that, Umaru. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Void Waker. Void Waker is a very special weapon, right? Because in terms of strength, just like using it as a weapon, because this is usable as a weapon, right? And other than the special attack, it's like a whip. It's basically a whip, but it has a good special attack. So just for that, I would put in get this ASAP, because it's incredible. But the special attack from it is so strong, I will put it in end game actually, because the special attack is guaranteed magic damage. So it has like many usages where like you shouldn't be hitting something and you still hit it because the spec is guaranteed. It's absolutely demonical. It's insane. I think this weapon is crazy. Well, I could put it and get these ASAP. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think the thing is, nothing does it like it does. Like nothing. There's nothing else that acts like a Void Waker acts. So therefore, I think I'll put it in endgame. It's just incredibly unique. And it's not like it's only used in niche scenarios. It's actually usable everywhere. So I think I'll put it in endgame. If you have this weapon, you don't need any other weapon ever if you have a Void Waker. It's just that good. Now we have the, I think it's the Soul Flame Horn it's called. This is incredibly niche. The horn, what it does is that it's a multiplayer like weapon. Use it, and then your ally is gonna guarantee to hit their spec or something like that. It's good if you're raiding or like doing multiplayer bosses, but it's very niche for that reason. If you're playing solo, there's no reason to use this basically. Okay, so we got the Crystal Halberd. Crystal Halberd, I'll say, is in the get these ASAP tier, because it's a very good spec weapon if you're using it against like huge bosses. Like if they're big bosses, it's gonna hit incredibly hard. And it's got the same special attack as a Dragon Halberd. However, the Dragon Halberd, at this point in the game... Hello, Omelette. You said Burning Claws aren't niche, they're top tier at most. Yes, but the reason why I put them at niche, I think you weren't there earlier when I said this, but the thing is, they're planning on nerfing them. Have you seen, Omelette? I said I would put them in endgame, if not for the fact that they're planning on nerfing them, because Jagex said they want to make them more niche, because they're too good right now. And they said that like they want to make it so that they're really good at demons, but they're less good at other places. It's kind of like a blowpipe situation. Like I said earlier, I would put them in endgame, but they're planning on nerfing them, so I don't know where to put them. So I put them in niche because they're obviously gonna be good at demons. Does it make sense? I hope that makes sense. What was I saying? Yeah, the Dragon Halberd has the same special attack as a Crystal Halberd, but the problem is, yes, it's usable as a spec, but if you have access to a Dragon Halberd, you have access to a Dragon Dagger. And it doesn't make sense to be going for a Dragon Halberd because this is 7 speed. So even though it's like it hits hard, you don't have to wait 7 ticks until you can do another attack. So and you also do less specs. This is like a 30 or 33% spec, so you do like 3 maximum, and then you're out. This you can do 4 of them. I don't know. It's just Dragon Dagger makes it so there's no reason why you'd be using a Dragon Halberd. It doesn't make sense. Okay. Next in line, we got some more niche weapons. The Swift Blade and the Ham Joint. I'll rate them together because they're basically the same thing. What they do is that they make you hit every 3 ticks. So they have a niche usage in Theater of Blood if you do the Nilokas room. But that's it. That's it. There's no reason to use these. They're just cute, I suppose, but they're just a niche weapon that you might use. Or like, you might even not use them, but you might use them if you do raids too. But that's it. Like, why would you use this ever? Unless you're doing that. So that makes them specifically niche for that reason, okay? Next, we got the Scythe of Vitur. This obviously endgame weapon, obviously. Hello, Dragon Warhammer, BGS Emberlight, Crystal Hubbard, Noxious Hubbard, Zemi-Spear is all you need for the good endgame, Corp. True. That's true. That's true. This guy, bro. The core propaganda, I see. I'm glad to have you back on that. I haven't seen you on stream for like what, like almost a month now? It's crazy. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Did you eat today? Actually, not really. I ate some salty crackers today. I didn't eat much, but I'll eat later. I just wanted to get to streaming. Movers come tomorrow. Super busy. Yeah, I get it. I hope the moving goes well, bro. Okay. So what was I saying? Scythe of Vitur. Obviously endgame. This weapon, there's not much to say about it. If you fight big bosses, this weapon is crazy. Obviously though, this weapon is super expensive to run. It's incredibly expensive. Like if you run a Scythe of Vitur, you better be fighting someone that drops a lot of money. Because this is gonna drain your bank dry. So I'll say it's great, but it's not like an all-purpose weapon. This is a very specialized weapon that you use in specific cases. It's kind of like a niche endgame weapon in a way. It's quite strange. You're gonna use this only in special occasions where you want to be going fast as fuck. We got next the Soul Reaper Axe. The Soul Reaper Axe is endgame, obviously, but the thing is, they're gonna buff it soon because right now it's quite awkward to use because it drains your HP. But they're gonna buff it so it doesn't drain your HP anymore. So it's just gonna be like an incredible hard-hitting weapon that's very accurate. So this is just obviously endgame. If you're fighting a slash boss, this is gonna be crazy at it, like the Duke, like you do in Vardorvis, like many different slash bosses. You're gonna be demolishing them with this. Like kind of like the Scythe of Vitur, but this one is gonna be free to use. So I don't know. You might want to use the Soul Reaper Axe instead, just because it's cheaper. I'm only 542 KC at Corp. I need to pump that number up. True. I mean, is it really considered pumping that number up if you only do like 2 per hour? It's more like slowly, I don't know. I don't know if I would call it pump it, but... Alright, next we got the Din's Bulwark. So the Din's Bulwark, I wouldn't consider, it's a shield, right? But I wouldn't consider a niche weapon because it's the best at what it does. It's like, once you get this, there's nothing else that comes close to it in terms of defense capabilities. So you might use this in the wilderness if you don't want to die. You might use this... Actually, it's mostly a wilderness thing. Like, if you use there's a bunch of niche things you can do with it. You can AFK a bunch of bosses with it. But I think it's like... It's in general a niche weapon, but it has so many niche uses that it makes it not niche. Does it make sense? I feel like, and also it's a very rare item from a raid, so I think it is endgame because there's nothing that does its job. It's the tank weapon. It's the wall, bro. It's the thing you want to use if you want to be defensive. So for that reason, I will put it in endgame. Okay, I know it's not as like flashy as something like Dragon Claws, but it is endgame stuff. Okay. Now, the Inquisitor's Mace obviously is endgame. Same for the Blade of Saldor. I'm gonna rate them all together. And the Grazi Rapier. These are all the endgame all-purpose weapons, okay? This is the stab version, this is the slash version, and this is this crush version. I think the Blade of Saldor, progression-wise, is like the strangest of them all. Because if you have a Blade of Saldor, you're like very, very late game. It's very strange. Because in my head, I'm like, you could have made a Bofa, but you decided to make a Blade of Saldor. So that tells me you probably already have a Bofa. And that means you're crazy endgame, okay? I don't know. This is endgame, obviously. There's nothing that comes close to it. So and it's endgame. Okay, now we have the god swords. First of all, we have the ancient god sword. This one goes in niche because it's mostly like a PvP weapon. So it's gonna go in niche. Okay, I don't really care much about PvP, but if you like PvP, I'm sure somebody that's more educated in PvP stuff could explain to you why this is good or not. But the ancient god sword is obviously niche because it's mostly just for PvP. Next, we got the Bandos god sword. Now this one goes in get these ASAP. Right next to the Dragon Warhammer. It's also a defense reducing special attack. But this one, instead of reducing a percentage of the defense, unlike like the Dragon Warhammer, what it does is it reduces based on the hit you do. So if you fight a very, very like high defense monster, you might want to use the Dragon Warhammer because it reduces by percentage. But if you fight a bit like a high defense monster but a bit lower defense, does it make sense? Like it's better to use a Bandos Godsword based on the fact that it's not a percentage, it's a number. So if you hit like a 70, it reduces by 70 instead of like reducing by 30%. Like if you fight a monster that has 100 defense and you use the Dragon Warhammer spec, you reduce by 30%, hence like it makes it like what, 33 defense reduction. But if you use a Bandos Godsword and you reduce, you do like a 70 hit, then it goes down to 30 defense instead of like 70. Does it make sense? I hope it makes sense. So it has different uses. Also, the Bandos Godsword is like way more accurate than a Dragon Warhammer. So depending on situation, you might use one or the other. Or as for Omelette in the chat, he uses both at Corp because you need to use as many specs as you can on Corp, so to make it a fun boss, I suppose, or a viable boss. Anyway, these are just incredible. Reducing defense is just, there's nothing like it. It's an incredible way to improve DPS. Now we got the Saradomin Godsword. Saradomin Godsword is, I'd say the Saradomin Godsword is pretty good. I wouldn't put it in get this ASAP. Because if you're an Iron Man, you would have to do a bunch of God Wars, like to get the Saradomin Godsword, and it's like a good weapon, but it's not like, it depends on what you plan to do. If you like it, use it. But you don't need to use that. It's like a nice quality of life thing. What it does, basically, Saradomin Godsword is that the special attack heals you, and it gives you prayer back if you hit, okay? So it's really good for that, but you don't need this. Does it make sense? Like, it's not like reducing the opponent's defense. Like, you already have food in your inventory. You have prayer potions in your inventory. So, but in your inventory, you don't have something that reduces defense. Does it make sense? So, like, that's the comparison I have to make. Like, the Saradomin Godsword does not do something that's impossible to get elsewhere. You can restore your prayer, you can restore your food in other ways. So it goes in pretty good if you like that sort of thing, if you like to use it, if you like the quality of life it provides, then it's good. But do I think you absolutely need it on your account? Obviously not. It's obviously not something you absolutely need. Now, Armadillo Godsword. This goes in pretty good. Over here, like like most people use it for PvP, obviously, but it does so much damage that you might as well just use it if you want. Like it's just good damage in general. You can use it any place. It just does crazy damage. It's just crazy. So there's not much to it. It's just a special attack that does damage. So it's kind of like a dragon dagger or dragon claws, but this one is very hard to get. And it's quite expensive. So obviously I'm not gonna rate it as highly as a dragon dagger because this one is like incredible bang for your buck. But if you like the animation, if you like to use it, then you can use it. It's not as niche as like an ancient godsword or a samurai godsword, which is also a very niche spec. I think what it does is it's basically casting an ice barrage on someone, but with a melee weapon. It's very niche. You only do this on PvP. There's not many bosses that you want to freeze that are weak to slash. Does it make sense? Like it's not the same. This one it's just damage, but this is freeze, and this is like a very weird mechanic where this one is hard to explain. I would have to like have a whole paragraph of description to explain what the ancient godsword does. I don't want to explain it right now, but they're PvP related items, so they're niche directly. Like you don't use this, and you don't use these on bosses. They're okay, but they're niche. This one is pretty good. This one's pretty good. Okay, now we're done with the god swords. Let's get to a bunch of niche weapons. Spoiler alert. Dharok's Great Axe, I'd say, is a niche weapon. Obviously, because even by itself, it's incredibly like good at Eclipse Moon, the whack-a-mole phase. That's what it is. It's niche there. If you use it with the armor, it's also niche because there's like not that many situations where you can allow yourself to be incredibly low HP. Well, I'd say it's pretty good. Well, it's hard to tell. What do you think, Omelette? Are you still here? Do you think Dharok's Great Axe is niche, or do you think it's like, get this? It's quite expensive for what it is, and there's not that many places where you can use this. Dharok's carried me to 99 melee at NMZ. Yeah, I know, but now there's like other things you can be using. Like you could be using the Blood Moon set. You could be using the Bone Mace at Scurious. The way I got my high stats is by using the Bone Mace at Scurious and then doing some Gemstone Crab. On my main account, I used to do NMZ as well, but I think it's niche. Dharok is good for mole. Yeah. Now I challenge you to name me any other bosses where Dharok is good at. I feel like that's hard to... It's gonna be hard to... I don't know. Giant mole. See, I think it has to be a niche. I think it is niche. Okay, now we got the Thorag's Hammer. I like fried chicken. Me too, bro. Me too. Thorag's Hammer goes in usable, but why? Okay, this is a usable weapon, but why would you be using this? It's okay. The set effect of the armor is completely useless. But the weapons themselves, you can use them at Blood Moon, you can use them at Huey, you can use them at Moxleatl, you can use them even at Vetion or Venenatus if you want. But they're not great. They like, why would you be using this? If you use this, it's usable. You can. But why? So that's why I put them in usable, but why? Straight to trash? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have this and you're using this, I'm going to question your choices, but I guess it works. You know, they are usable. They have decent stats, but they're slow. And there's just better things all around. Like, why would you ever be using this? Now, the same will not be said about Varrock's Flail. Varrock's Flail is niche because it has a useful effect when you use the full set, which makes it so that a certain percentage, I think it's 25% chance of the time, you're going to hit through defense and prayer. So this is sort of niche if you don't have really good, if you don't have much money. It's a good way to like hit very high defense monsters. It's mostly used at like if you want to do Chaos Elemental. I've only seen people use it at Chaos Elemental. I don't know where else you'd be using this. Or like KQ, yeah, you're right. Early 2000s KQ. It's very niche. It's like by itself, it is a niche weapon. It's specifically used to like hit through very high defenses. But it, where in your account's lifespan you'd be using this? If you're an Iron Man, getting a full set of barrels is quite difficult already. And then when you get a full set, I don't know if you'd be using it or if you'd want to risk it in the wilderness. If you're an Iron Man, especially. If you're a main account, nowadays there's better things to be using, but you could. It's a very niche thing. It's very niche. Guthan's War Spear, though, I think it's one of the few weapons where I'd say it's pretty good. Guthan's, I'd say, is not a niche weapon. Guthan's used to be able to do 6 hours AFK at MZ. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, the thing about Guthan's is that unlike the Saradomin Godsword, Guthan's does not require special attack, but it does kind of a similar thing where it restores your HP on hit sometimes. It's pretty good. If you want to be using Guthan's for Slayer purposes, or even bossing purposes, like you can use it when you're doing DKs. When you're doing Dagonath Kings, I think it's really nice because you can heal. Like it's a very nice way of sustaining. I don't know, it's pretty good. Oh, Godwatch Dungeon is another place to use Guthan's as well. Of the minions, you're right. Like, it's just really nice. It's very similar to the Saradomin Godsword. It's just, if you like it, you can use it. I don't see any problem with using this. Do I think anyone, like everyone should, do I think everyone and their mother should have Guthan's set? No. But I think if you like healing, if you like quality of life, get this one. It's pretty good. Yeah. Alright, next. We got the Barrel Chest Anchor. Barrel Chest Anchor, I'd say it goes in niche because it's good at Eclipse Moon. And it's got like people sometimes use it in PvP, but it's like, if it was not for Eclipse Moon, I would put it in usable but why. But because it's okay at Eclipse Moon, like pretty good at Eclipse Moon, I'll put it there. In niche, just for that. So if you don't have like a direct Great Axe, and you want to do Moons of Peril, but you have this in your bank, like use it, it's okay. Same for the Colossal Blade. Colossal Blade is also good at Eclipse Moon, but it's also good at Gemstone Crab, but that's pretty much it. Yeah, the Colossal Blade, I don't know why you would have this, because this is untradeable. So the Colossal Blade, you have to do a lot of Giant's Foundry. It's like a lot of hours of Giant's Foundry to get this. And I know this is like, what, 60 attack or 70 attack? It's quite low level. So it's like quite powerful for the level you get it at. But unless you're like a skiller, I don't know why you would have this. But if you do have it, it's nice at Eclipse Moon, it's nice at Gemstone Crab. That's it. It's okay. It's okay. Same for the tzhaar-ket-om. These are like Eclipse Moon stuff. Again, tzhaar-ket-om, it's a strength pure thing. It's niche. It's good at Eclipse Moon. It's okay. Like, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. The Granite Maul is also a niche weapon. It's a PvP weapon. Like, niche. Leaf-bladed spear. Why would you use this? I think if you're fighting Turoths and Kurasks, you're gonna be using the other ways, like a Slayer Dart or like broad bolts or broad arrows. This spear is not good. The sword, leaf-bladed sword is pretty good. Leaf-bladed battleaxe is pretty good. But I'll say, no, leaf-bladed sword is niche. I'll say leaf-bladed battleaxe is pretty good for what it's, like in general, it's pretty good. Granite mace or granite hammer, whatever it's called, it's niche. It's good against golems, so gargoyles, grotesque guardians. It's good at the golems in Camp Dozal, I suppose. This goes in niche, obviously. It's pretty good, but it's very niche usage. Same for the Charis Partisan. You only use this in Raid 3. You can also use this against Calphite Queen and Calphites in general. But this is niche. This is only purpose is Carabites. So I'll put it there. And then we got the Brine Saber. Brine Saber is only used under Fossil Island for killing lobstrosities. So it goes in niche. Again, there you go. I think this is my tier list. Man, I'm out of breath, bro. I spoke for so long. I've been streaming for 1 hour and 30 minutes. It's insane. This took me so long. This is a tier list. If you guys like tier list content, like and subscribe and shit. I'll be doing more. But yeah. That's it. If you don't agree with me, please argue with me in the comments. And we will come to a conclusion together who was right and who was wrong. And yeah. That's it for the tier list, I suppose.